Hi, welcome to this podcast where I'm going to be looking at predominantly one-off orders, but certainly acceptance of orders during the year or the rejection of orders during the year, and how we would deal with this using marginal costing. Okay, so in this case, we've got a company, JR Cups and Saucers, and a large store group called Bilco Stores wants to order 10,000 cups and saucers, which they intend to sell as part of a special promotion. JR Cups normally sell these for $1.20 to retailers, but Bilco stores will only buy them for 90 cents. And you're asked for advice on whether or not they should accept the order. You've been provided with the costs. So there's two marginal costs. Marginal cost of materials, 45 cents per cup. Marginal cost of labour is 40 cents per cup. And normally they try and absorb 10 cents of overhead. So pretty straightforward. If we look at the total cost including the overhead, then normally they would say that the costs of each cup equate to 95 cents. However, what we would do if we're using marginal costing for making decisions like these, we would only consider the two marginal costs. So that's 85 cents. And the reason why we're going to do this is provided we've got capacity, what we can work out is how much better off the business would be. So although it looks like they're going to be selling the cups for less than it cost, it really only costs the business to make additional cups 85 cents, which is less than the amount that Bilco stores would like to buy them for. So there is a positive contribution of 5 cents per cup and saucer that's sold. So overall, what we can do is we can calculate how much better off the business will be if it accepts the order. So it'll be 5 cents times by 10,000, I've written 1,000 there, 10,000 cups and saucers, and therefore they will be $500 better off if they accept this order. And what that means is if they're making a loss because they haven't reached break-even level of output, then that loss would be reduced by $500. And if they were already operating above the break-even point, then the profits would increase by $500 if they accepted the business, or certainly on the face of it. A little bit of theory then. The financial side of marginal costing, we'll look at the business side of the decision, basically says so long as the selling price or the marginal revenue is greater than the marginal cost, then from a financial point of view or from a maths point of view, would say that this would be an order that we would accept. And conversely, if the marginal revenue is below the marginal cost, then normally we would reject the order. However, quite often in an exam question, you'll be asked to consider non-financial aspects as well, or business factors. So what you might need to consider is things like, will the existing customer find out about lower prices and demand the same? So if the competition to Bilco stores found out that they were selling to Bilco stores for 95 cents a cup or saucer, would these other businesses expect the same deal? In which case there'd be a significant overall decline in revenue. Quite often in these situations, it's because it's a new customer that you're trying to attract. And one of the issues there might be that in the future, it's okay selling initially at a lower price for them to trial it. But what you would be hoping for is in the future that they would then be prepared to pay the same price as other customers. And this might not be the case. They may insist that they keep the lower price with any follow-on orders, or if they're doing it for promotion, that in 6 months they may come back to the business and say, look, you could give us this price for promotion, we want the same price in the future. You need to consider if existing customers are going to lose sales. So if we sell to Bilco stores, will other shops in their area lose sales, and therefore overall the amount of cups and saucers sold remains constant? Okay, because Bilco stores sell 10,000 cups and saucers, but Mr. J stores down the road doesn't sell any for a month, and therefore there's no overall increase in sales. And a very important one is always, do you have capacity within your existing fixed costs? So if you need to open a new factory for just 10,000 cups and saucers because you're already at your maximum capacity, then clearly it wouldn't be a good thing to do. Occasionally, businesses might consider doing a sale where the marginal cost is greater than the marginal revenue. So, for example, if you've got a shortage of orders and you might need to lose some important skilled staff if you don't get some orders to cover you through a period perhaps of recession, then the business might be prepared to continue with an order even though they are making a loss on it, because it's difficult to recruit and train the staff. Will accepting the order be good publicity? E.g., are we selling to a charity? There's a good example of a question where a hotel were looking at renting some playing fields to a school, and even though it's going to cost them a small amount of money, the adverse publicity for a hotel of not allowing a school to do a sports day may not be worth, maybe quite negative on their sales. So good publicity might be some reason to do it. Will selling the order open up a new market, for example, selling in a new country? So if you've got a one-off order to sell in Germany, you manufacture in Ireland, it may be great because that gets your brand known in that new country. And if it's a new customer rather than an existing customer trying to get a lower price for a reason, will that new customer eventually become a significant customer in the future? And just a general comment here, if all sales are made on the basis of marginal costing decisions, will a firm ever make a profit and cover all its fixed costs? And that will link into a quick video I'm going to make straight after this one, looking at marginal costing and absorption costing. Right, there'll be a worksheet for my students. Obviously, if you're one of my students, send me an email if you're unclear on anything. And thank you very much for your time and patience. Bye-bye.